Ahora me toca decirte que de ti me enamoré, que yo de ti me enamoré, que nadie a ti te va a igualar, maná, maná.
People see more of you guys when it comes to your guys' podcast?
So yeah, we do podcasts, as you said, and we just started getting into it a couple months ago. We're still finding our rhythm. We're still seeing if we really like it or not. But you know, with him being in the boxing game now and with his like 3-fight contract signed, like he's gonna be a little away now. So we're gonna see what happens with the podcast. But we're on YouTube, like doing normal vlogs. I'm vlogging with the kids and myself and all that.
Okay, so ya para terminar esta conversación, porque déjales digo, yo aquí bien entretenido conociéndolos más un poquito más. Yo quiero saber en dónde se miran ustedes, maybe individually and
Designer, my kids, flying to his next boxing match, sitting front row, watching him on the screen, pay-per-views. That's where I see myself because I've accomplished a lot of things for myself already. But yes, elevating my career on social media, empowering women. I'm getting more into like health and clean eating and fitness and working out. So just like really taking care of myself and my kids. And in our marriage, obviously still together. I'm not even married. I'm like a military, so you know.
I feel like those workers don't get enough credit and enough respect porque es un trabajo que no todos pueden hacer.
See, this is what I love about this person. I don't even know who he is, but I've seen him around. I'm gonna put the volume down so I can like, whew. But like this person like is like speaks like exactly how I talk, you know, because I am Spanglish, you know. I don't really want to be looked as like the no sabo kid, but I love this dude. I don't know his name, but he is a YouTuber, I'm assuming, and he does like these podcasts. But I am officially, you know, trying to come back to YouTube. Ooh. So I just, you know, I just blah. So I don't know how I'm gonna be doing this, but you know, somehow I'm gonna function. You know, I'm gonna really just do a little bit of my makeup and that's it, you know. Just, should I do my hair up or should I stick my I mean, why not for the camera? I don't know if I'm gonna be showing this footage, Nana. Something tells me just to put my hair down. Yay. Man, it's like a struggle, bro. Like, okay, bam, we did it better. Good.
Get up! Go to here. From my city. You can't catch me, bro. Mommy, you can't catch me.
I'm going to try to hurry up and do this little makeup tutorial. So this is what I just got back I just got back into my makeup. So I mean, I still, you know, so I'm just gonna like, you know, challenge myself to pretty much stick my camera like this, and while I, you know, okay, so this is not that bad. I forgot to wash my sponge. Ooh. You'll get there.
Oh no! No.
Ay. So I don't know if you guys seen my recent videos before they were deleted. Like, it would be nice if I had, you know, where I was living before. It would be nice if I would have just, you know, kept the basement, you know. But as the youngest, I don't know if you guys are the youngest, you guys don't get what you want, you know. When you think you've do get what you want, but in reality, you just don't. But anywho, so I'm just gonna like gently, you know. Yo, I freaking love this, like, this person that does YouTube. I don't know, like, his name, or I don't know how he or she identifies as, you know, but I was actually, you know, watching earlier before I started this, you know, I want to do like vlogs actually. So I want to talk about just anything, you know, because I think that's like the main thing that like a lot of YouTubers do. They talk about, you know, trauma, family, childhood, you know, stuff like that, etc. But I'm more than open to talk about anything, you know, as far as I know, you know, I have access to my own phone, so no one can't really, you know, use anything against me. So, you know, at this point, while I was away, you know, I was actually, you know, like thinking of coming back, but, you know, I want to be more consistent. But for the past, I think it's been for the past year, you know, I haven't been really doing YouTube, you know. It's been a struggle. As of right now, I'm trying to open up my foundation, but I've learned this past year that, and I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer. I'm gonna do a little bit of both actually. So this is kind of concealer and foundation. I try not to use this Clinique. It's technically a foundation, see, a plus concealer. So I'm gonna try to apply it everywhere. I highly recommend it because all you have to do is just, you know, tap on the necessary parts. I decided to be, you know, I want to be more consistent on here. So I want to do something like brand new. I think I want to, like, you know, talk about a little bit of the little things that I couldn't really do on my other videos, you know, like until now. So YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, YouTube can be a little bit of struggle because people constantly, you know, like you know, rely on you, you know, like, hey, are you gonna post some stuff, like post more videos? And like, you know, I was at a space in my life, you know, like I just couldn't really do YouTube because, you know, I can finally talk about it. I've had a sister that will constantly, you know, like, whether or not it could be true or not, growing up, like, I've never had that privacy. You know, I've always had constant, you know, like watching me, what I would do, what I wouldn't do, you know, like the little things. And as you grow a little older, and as like the age gap difference is that, you know, some siblings are always gonna, like, the more that they were as a young, you know, as when you were a little kid, they still try, like, they've gotten used to it, like that little that costumbre, you know, like, I'm Spanglish, I'm gonna speak in Spanglish. It's a costumbre, like, you know, always seeing, you know, what the other person is doing. So they have, se acostumbran at one point. But here's my little, you know, my look, you know, it matches my skin tone. So I'm going to try to, like, you know, apply some on the bottom. But this is kind of like a vlog / you know, makeup tutorial. So I'm actually going to be more consistent in posting because I feel more excited because, you know, I have my own little space. But I'm gonna apply. So I'm using this powder. I was using this brush because it's quicker and it's more or less stressful, if that makes sense. I highly recommend this sponge. Like, I've noticed that every single time I buy a sponge like this, you know, it rips, you know, like, I feel like my daughter sometimes constantly, you know, she likes to pick, like, you know, get into my stuff. Now she doesn't really do that. I guess now that I'm going to be doing more YouTube, I'm going to finally, you know, start posting her, you know, because this is not just like my makeup stuff. It's going to be, you know, part of my, you know, vlog, you know, of what's going on. But anywho, so yeah, the reason why I kind of like, I'm going to explain to you guys why I really stopped doing YouTube. So I'm gonna be real, as blunt as I can, but I could not do YouTube like not just like, you know, having sisters, but also at the same time, like having your own, you know, your own privacy. You really couldn't really speak your mind because, you know, and it's not like like, you know, whatever, for whatever reason, but having a brother-in-law, you know, like no offense, no hate or anything, but I feel like you just don't get that privacy. Like, but honestly, even before that, like I wasn't living at my parents' house at one point, but even way before that, like now that I've grown older and like looking back to like, you know, when I was like 16 or 17, I'm just like, man, like, yeah, low key parents can be very strict and all that, but also like me as a person, I need my own privacy. Like, you know, like no, not to like put myself out there, but also like, you know, hey, like I want my own damn privacy because, you know, I get why couples, you know, they want to still live with their family. Like I have met, don't get me wrong, I have met people that live with their parents, but way out of like, you know, a way different way perspective, you know, like, you know, having a person that always constantly comes into your job, you know, and finds a way to talk a lot of shit, you know, that just doesn't suit me. And knowing me or anybody who knows me, like I don't really come to, you know, and in person I don't like to come off like, you know, ignorant, because I know what it's like to be, you know, being approached and being ignorant, and I'm just not the type of person to be like that. But I'm just very blunt to the point where, like, you know, I believe that everybody deserves their own privacy. Okay, so I pretty much readjust my eyebrows, you know, I like, you know, I wanted to show the more quicker way I do my makeup. Like the eyebrows don't really matter at this point, but this is how I literally apply my lashes. So, you know, like I'm like quick and blunt, and I really have to like be quick about this, like at this point, because my daughter is literally in the tub. So at any moment she's gonna be like, I'm done and I'm done. And like when she's done, she wants you to like get her out. But that was me as like a 5-year-old. I'd be in that tub the whole time until my mom tells me, okay, es hora, it's time to get out of the tub. And I wouldn't want to get out of the tub. So it's like me and my daughter, I've noticed that this past week and a half so far is that like she can be highly the opposite of me. Like, girl, like I'm not trying to be like your enemy, you know, like I'm not trying to be sneaky with you. Like, you know, hey, I was like more like the opposite of you. So, but it is what it is, you know. But bro, I really do have skills. Okay, so I think that's perfect. But so I think the only reason why she hasn't really asked me to get out of the tub is because she's actually enjoying herself with them bubbles. But anywho, like I freaking love this person. It's kind of sad I don't even know this person's name, but she's actually, as I was like trying to like readjust my eyebrows and everything that I needed to adjust, so she's actually like talking about that one time that, you know, you went behind your parents' back. I kind of like have like a little similar story to that, you know. I think at one point I was dating this one ex of mine, and I could like, you know, till this day looking back to that, like I kind of like laugh, like no matter what. Like, yeah, I was upset a little bit about the whole situation, but like I don't want to like, you know, say too much, but you know, but as you can see, you know, I can laugh about it, and I don't know, you know, still some people can hold like a you know, feeling about it, but like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm overthinking it, but who knows? Hopefully not. But my little short story is that like similar to what they talked about, like one of them, he or she, again, I don't know how they want me to identify them as, but because this is all new to me. I don't really watch YouTube like that, but they, one of the, you know, sneaking out of the house. So it's kind of like similar to my situation. I think, I can't remember much because it's been such a, like, you know, I would say like maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years. I don't really know. I don't even think about it. But let's just say, you know, I thought I was like, you know, I was being slick, but I think I had a sister that, you know, we're good now. Surprisingly, you know, not in a bad way, you know, let's keep it like that. But I think my sister. Like, I don't want to say anything about them for this story because it's just like me saying that I'm good about the whole situation. Like, I'm not mad about it, but I know at the end of the day, you know, I was, you know, good at, like, you know, I think I was the one that was more like down to earth, like, you know, like, come on, let's do this, like, you know, let's be sneaky. And I think I can't, now that I look back to that and I'm like 23 years old, I cannot stand people if you're not down to be, you know, like, hey, let's go sneak out and let's go to, you know, let's go to a haunted house, for instance. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, but I was not allowed to see this one guy that I was seeing. Like, you know, I don't know if you're, you know, Hispanic culture, you know, Hispanic parents, you know, they always, especially if you're the youngest, they don't ever want you to date, you know, because you're always their little sweetheart. But I didn't see it like that. I didn't like to be seen as la chiquita. But anywho, so basically my little short story is that so I don't know, this specific Prime outlets, you know, they started closing back to, they started hitting back to, like, you know, regular hours during the winter. You know, the winter usually people don't really shop. So instead of closing at 9 o'clock, they close at 7 o'clock. But my little, you know, my little mindset, I was like, you know, ooh, you know, like, I was like, ooh, like, you know, figuring out a way, because at this time of, you know, this era of my life, you know, like, I was not, like, you know, I kind of, like, you know, I wasn't allowed to have, like, any relationship with no guy because, you know, again, I having Hispanic parents, they were like, you know, I think this part of this generation, I feel like a lot of people, like, the younger generation is that they try to be, you know, more, like, trying to hide things, and it's okay. You know, I was like, you know, sometimes this generation tries to persuade that they have it way better, or that, you know, but anywho, so I was, you know, again, I was not allowed to see this person, but I would risk it. Like, looking back to it, like, I know I was, you know, whatever this person would say behind closed door, behind my back, whatever, it could be family or whatsoever. But at the end of the day, you know, I loved that dude at one point. I thought I loved that dude. He was my ex. You know, we're not considered friends. You know, we're just like acquaintance at this point. No grudges, so that's a good thing about. But anywho, he was like, so we were, again, like I said, the outlets closed technically at 7 o'clock. So I encouraged him to come and hang out with me for a little bit, because this dude would always nag at me, like, telling me that not nag at me, but he would barely see me, and I wanted to make it work. Like, come on, I'm in that age where, like, you know, I really thought I loved this dude. I thought I liked this dude. You know, I don't regret anything happening. But I thought he was the love of my life, you know, and I felt really bad because I had a friend that went to school with him, like, literally, like, 2 minutes away from that high school that they both went. And she would tell me, like, as a good friend, like, she would tell me, oh, he looked so sad, like, that one day. So, and I felt, you know, I felt some sort of way too, because, you know, I hope he knew that, like, you know, it wasn't me. Like, I will still would try to figure out a way. I think that's why, you know, my birthday's on September 2nd, and I'm a Virgo, and the Virgos are always determined to, like, you know, to be, you know, get shit done at the end of the day. But in that time, like I said, you know, I told him, you know, like, come on, let's do this, you know. Man, my plan did not work. Like, I think I texted my sister, and that was looking back to that, I regretted texting her, and I didn't want to text her, but I was like, because she had this little thing where, like, if you didn't respond to her, she would be pissed off. But in this moment, no matter what I could do, because in that situation, I can remember, like, I could not do anything. So, and maybe about an hour or so, like, you know, I told my dad, like, hey, come pick me up at 9 o'clock. You know, I'll be, you know, I don't get out until 9 o'clock. And even after that, I still have to, you know, work a little bit to clean. Little did I know that was not, like, true. But anyways, like, sooner or later, an hour passed by. So I'm using this Morphe, like, this old Morphe, like the blush. An hour passed by, and you wouldn't believe, like, absolutely, you guys wouldn't believe. No mames, like, in 45 minutes, I I can't remember much, honestly. Like, it's been such a long time, and I'm using this Morphe spray, so once I pretty much apply everywhere, I'm going to like stick my lashes. Okay, guys, so pretty much I'm gonna finish my story and I'm gonna be done. But okay, this is like such a like a good technique. Like, ooh, okay. So pretty much not even, I'd say approximately like maybe like, actually I'm not gonna lie, maybe I do remember a little bit. I'd say like not even given into 20 minutes later, I was soon to be caught. And I was like, okay, this gets interesting, guys, you know, like it gets so I never really told this to like anybody like till now, but I'm going to like, you know, try to get my little tweezers. But anyways, it hasn't been like an hour. I'm gonna get straight to the point because I never finished. Anywho, so my dad, woo, I just dropped my mirror. So my dad, I don't remember, I really don't remember much, but all I remember is literally like, you know, like till this day I don't think, like it's kind of like looking back to it, like I really thought that this was going to work out somehow, our relationship, but it just didn't work. But this is like this is not the reason why we stopped you know, being with each other. But anywho, so, and that was like a plus right there. So anywho, not even like 20 minutes given, my dad came, like, you know, like started to ask questions like, where are you at? Or like, I can't remember much, but like a Hispanic dad would say like, ¿Dónde estás? You know, like, and I would have my sister text me, and that's the one thing that triggered me the most, is that like, bro, like, come on, you're leaving me with no option, like, you know, like, come on, you think at this point it's like, get it on the grid, like, get to the, like, you know, get the hint that I'm, and I you know, I deserve to, like, you know, I thought, you know, I had like good grades, you know, it was fair grades, you know, like I wasn't failing any classes, like I wasn't like, you know, whatever. This is before I moved to West Virginia. But my thing is that like that was like an experience that I will never forget, you know. At the end of the day, you know, like I kind of was upset a little bit, because not upset with my family mostly, but I was upset with them, you know. I was upset the fact that, like, you know, I told my ex, go, like, run that way, like, go run, because he had told me, I don't want to like get in with it with your family, you know. I get it, you know, I get it. So I would tell him to go, run as fast as you can. This dude did not listen to anything that I said. And I was like, bro, like, go. And my dad was like, oh, I can't remember much, but like, don't be like un cobarde, like, don't run away. Like, bro, at this point, just like be yourself. Like, I don't think my dad is capable of trying to kill you or whatever, secuestrarte. It's just the fact that, like, you know, you've been caught. He did not listen to me. But anywho, you know, this story is not to like pretty much to like attack him. It was just like, you know, like right now I was listening to one of my favorite YouTubers. Now I would consider him or her like one of my favorite YouTubers, because, you know, like I'm like, now that social media has been more out, you know, everybody has really shared their own experiences, you know, trauma or whatever it can be. And, you know, like even before, like I think some of you that have watched my videos that will watch this video right now or sooner or later, is that, you know, I never talk like this, and I feel like I can be myself more. And I don't like to, I think being around with like some family members, I feel like sometimes it's better not to talk about it, because you know how uncomfortable they might get, or like, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, yo, like, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, nothing iffy or biffy, like, you know, because they see these types of stuff, you know, like YouTubers. I'm sure I'm not the only one, of course, but I'm going to apply a little bit. I don't want to like waste a lot, but anyways, that's like a plus right there. But anyways, looking back to that, you know, as my story, like comparing to like, you know, with how they share their little life story, you know, for me it wasn't really trauma, but it kind of was trauma, because not really actually, but a little bit, because, you know, I kind of like kids, you got to understand that at one point in your life, your kids, or either who's watching this, like your kids like me will crave their own privacy. And it's like, hey, it's nice, it's good to check up on them, all that stuff. Because now that I have a daughter, the difference between, yeah, I get why my parents are upset. But my thing is that if I want my daughter to be as honest as she possibly can, and I'm going through that right now, like, telling her, like, hey, like, knowing that she's not allowed to bring drinks in the basement is like, be honest with me, like, and that's the same thing with any person, like, the people have come across wrong to me. It's like, it's not even like that serious. It's just like, be honest. As much as, I don't expect a lot from people, but what people, would want is, but back to, the beginning, like, staying consistent. Like, I want to be more, like, as I feel right now, I could not feel like that where I was living with family. Now I feel more like, I'm trying to get to that point where, like, I feel good and, I'm posting this, like, getting somewhere, I want to start something, what I love to do, because, I worked this past year or so. I put in a lot of work into it. I barely was on social media. I started posting recently, but I didn't delete my main account. I just deactivated my account. I don't know why. I felt the need to, like, just to delete it and see, like, those who support me, because I don't do this just for, like, a show or anything. I don't post things just to, like, post, hey, I'm gonna talk crap about somebody, like, no, it's not that. But no, what encouraged me more is that, like, the meanwhile that I was gone, I kind of wanted to, like, pretty much, like, I'm looking at these YouTubers, damn, like, they're really good at it. Like, they're really inspiring, how to, become more into, like, making more YouTube videos and how you can make money, But if I was working at, like, at a place where, like, you sell lottery tickets, and I was like, I think the last person that have ever won the lottery, the jackpot or whatever it was, I might be wrong, but the last person that ever won big money was here in West Virginia, and, like, in the state of West Virginia. I know other people have won the big jackpot or whatever it is, but this person, it was as of 22 years ago, I think, in 2002. So 22 years ago, someone in the state, literally, I live in the state of West Virginia. This person won the big lottery, and he recently, I don't know if recently, but, like, it's been a while that he passed away. But that inspired me, because if I'm gonna be more consistent into doing YouTube, and, like, doing vlogs and, like, makeup tutorials, like, how I just did my, quick, night vlog, whatever it is, I just wanted to do this to, I wanted that, I wanted to, like, feel, I don't know what it was, like, just the confidence. But anywho, this, if I were to ever become rich one day or ever, like, what I would want to do is the same way like this person did, give back. At the end of the day, I grew up in a church home, so, like, I want to give away, like, so many, like, I would give back to the church, a lot, and for, I would go to the Salvation Army. So, Salvation Army is one of the best organizations you can ever possibly, be, like, you just, whatever it is, like, you could ever possibly rely on, like, I know some people have, terrible experiences, but for me, it's a little different, so I can't really talk anything. I can't really say anything negative about the organization, but I'm open up to any discussion. We can agree to disagree. But anywho, if I were to win, a bunch of money, I would give back, because, I went to this church, as a little kid. So it's like, I recommend it. So for anybody to go there, like, to take your kids there, because they will take you to camp. They will, it's like the best experience. So, but anywho, I'm going to leave it as here. So I'm very excited to, start posting more, being more active. So, and for those who, have to end this video, because if I don't end this video, I'm gonna keep talking. So I have to get back, but I'll see you guys on my next one.
Y ahora me toca decirte que de ti me enamoré, que yo de ti me enamoré, que nadie a ti te va a igualar, más nada, más nada.